I always wondered if I could live a life like that. People just making money out of their passion. It's possible for anybody. If they can do it, you can definitely do it.
My name is Nathaniel, and this is the Motorcycle Archives. Episode 1, Peterbilt Moto.
I'm a civil engineer during the day, and then I'm a mechanic by nighttime. And I have a family that I'm trying to raise too, so it takes a lot.
As an engineer, when you're coming up with these ideas for these bikes, what does that process look like for you?
I could probably 3D model this and do it in AutoCAD and see what the envision looks like, but I think the best way to go is to just do as you go. I mean, everybody's life is all systematic. You go to work and this is what you're gonna do every day. Why do you have to do that on something that you love? Why can't you freehand something? I think the engagement that I'm getting is really profound, and I'm impressed by how much people are responding to my content. And good or bad, I always look at every comment in a positive way. I appreciate everybody's comment. I don't care if it's negative. Even when somebody tells me like, you're doing it wrong, you should quit now, stop doing what you're doing, I don't care. Like, that gives me motivation to like say, okay, I'm actually probably doing it wrong, and let me do it the right way. I started it 6 months ago. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I didn't go to school for this. And all these people who have done this in their entire life are telling me it's wrong. Like, it's probably wrong. Should I stop what I'm doing just because I'm doing it? No, I should improve it. I should improve my process, my means and methods.
I know, I really love that I love older things, especially older bikes. It's really cool to see them get another life.
I see beauty. I see in the 1980s and the 90s, that was the golden years of motorcycle. This is a Honda Saver. This was my first project ever since the whole Peterbilt started. I was going for a cafe racer look, and I ended up chopping every single component on it and decided to do a cafe racer shape. This was my first project bike back in college. I built this at a 10-foot wide by 5-foot wide shed. Now that I have the garage to build it, I have a better welder. I want to redo a lot of the things here so that it's safer to ride. I want people to be more self-reliant. We live in a world where, you can't be self-reliant anymore. You got to pay for everything you do. But I hate that, fuck that. Back in the day, they made books like this. It goes in detail how to change an air filter. Shows you how to do everything yourself. Tells you what tools to use. It tells you to even get like all these specific instruments for you to check the valves. Like that's insane. Imagine finding this kind of handbook for a 2023 Ducati or a Harley. There's no way they're gonna give you all this information. It's like a trade secret nowadays. You should have the right to fix it. So that's my motto is to the average Joe, you don't need fancy tools, you don't need fancy machines or anything like that. Yeah, you're in neutral. The button's right here. For me, my definition of riding is, it's not just getting from point A to point B, is what's the obstacle, what's the experience of, what's the high I'm gonna get to getting from point A to point B. It's an adventure. It's the wind, it's the loud sound of the exhaust. You're almost deaf because your throttle full open, you just feel the road. Yeah? You go on a Sunday or Saturday after working 40 hours a week, you cold start that engine and you hear that pa, 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 and your heart starts racing and you're like, holy crap, I want to get on this thing.
I feel alive.
Yeah, I feel alive for once in 40-hour work week. And then that's the most rewarding part of it. You can't get that anywhere. You can't get that from watching a movie. It's another thrill when you're riding something that you built. It's fucking scary. First of all, I'm telling you right now, it's the scariest thing in the world. You're like, wait, did I torque that bull right? And you always think in the back of your head, it's like, man, I can break down anytime now,
Yeah.
But like when you get home, you're like, damn, I'm a mechanic. I love motorcycles. I've been riding them for as long as I can remember. And I've inspired people to ride too, I built this in my fraternity house, and some of my bros, they saw me build it and they decided to get motorcycle, and He's young. He was his early 20s. We started working in the same company too. So he was kind of like me. I was an engineer, he was an engineer, and we were riding motorcycles on the weekends. But one day he was driving home from work, and there was a mom and her daughter wasn't paying attention, and they ran the red light. After that, I didn't ride for probably 2-3 years. I just felt guilty because he'd still be here right now if I didn't inspire him or if I didn't tell him to ride. There's a big responsibility over my shoulder when I work a motorcycle, because I always think about that. I could go in the other way and just stop all this motorcycle bullshit, but that's the coward's way. I think that's the coward's way of just giving up and turning back on something that you love. Every time I build, I think about this guy. He's always in my head, and he's always there. But that's the whole philosophy of Peterbilt, to show people to be more self-reliant, and to show people hey, you have a socket set, you have a wrench, you can do a lot of these things by yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want you going to a dealership and spending $500 for an oil change. You can do that yourself.